Hey, what's going on, guys? John Lee here with another awesome video. Welcome back if you're a member of my community. If not, you should consider subscribing right now. So this is probably one of the most important videos that I've ever made because it has to do with instant gratification and where I think, our younger generation is. And I was born in 1981, so I feel like I've found myself subject to this as well and fallen into this pattern of feeling like, I can work really hard at putting an effort towards accomplishing a goal. And then when I don't accomplish it, I kind of just give up. Like for most of my life, I gave up, and I didn't realize that that's how we really build character. I felt like, all of our experiences basically, make up who we are and determine who we are, not necessarily where we're from. But the point is that I didn't realize the process of building character. I didn't realize the process, the actual physiological processes that were going on, and the meaning that I would get out of life from actually sticking with something long term. And that's really the point of this video, is the message of not giving up and not being afraid to take some risks and not being afraid to fail. Failing is probably one of the best things that you could probably do so that you can learn from your mistakes, and then you don't make those mistakes, and then you better yourself, and then you accomplish your goals, and you don't set your aim so high that you can't actually obtain or attain your goals. You set these little increments. And what I've found is it seems like everybody wants something right now. Ever since social media came out, instant gratification. I want to be able to go out and buy a drone and start a drone business and then just be making a bunch of money right off the bat. And what I've actually come to realize is I'm most happy by creating my own outcome and not being a victim of society or making excuses one after another of why I can't overcome the obstacles that I need to get to the goals and where I want to be in life. If you really want to do something, and if something's worth doing, it's probably going to be challenging. Nobody ever succeeded without failing, and nobody who was unwilling to fail was ever capable of winning or succeeding. And so that's really the point of all this. And I've learned that it is a process. When you really are all in, if you really want to specialize, if you really want to get to the top, if you really want to be the leader of your industry, the leader of your role, and really set an example for the next generation, for your kids and your grandkids, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to do some work for free. And so I realized, I started a business. I got out there and I thought, I'm just going to make a shit ton of money. It's going to be easy because I'm certified. I got my certification. I got my LLC. Everything should just fall into place. I should just be able to walk up to every single potential client and they're just going to automatically assume the value that I bring to the table without me having to explain anything, without me having to chase anything, without me having to do anything for free. And man, was I horribly and mistaken, just at every level. I've had to do a lot of work for free. I've had to get out there and hustle. I'm out here hustling today, even though I've created more of a long-term, steady environment. They're building blocks. Everything is a stepping stone. Where now I'm getting ready to be an educator on this particular field of study, on obtaining your Part 107 drone pilot's license. But the moral of the story is, and I'm 40 years old and I'm realizing the importance and the significance of the hard work and the effort that it has taken me, and going above and beyond and working 8 days a week and never giving up, never losing sight of my vision and my goals. And every time I have to go back, I have to, reanalyze my marketing strategy. I had to get in there and realize what it meant to start a business and operate a business. And once I got, a few years in, then I started to realize that I had some value that was more than your everyday value of just your common person. And so now I'm able to reap the rewards and harvest all the seed planting that I've done for the last several years, growing my knowledge, developing my business, my skill set. And let me just walk you through this and you'll have a good idea. Wow, there's a giant gutter on the in the middle of the road. So I started, and this is the thing that gets me. If people want a better life, then they have to figure out how they're going to get a better life. And I think that's my biggest problem with not so much my kids, but a lot of the younger generation, is that everybody thinks that people are just it's going to be an easy road. Everybody's just going to give you everything you need along the way. My parents didn't give me everything I needed. We live in the best time of opportunity in the history of mankind, and people are still unhappy. They're still whining, and they're still acting incompetent as if they don't need to compete with everybody else in the world to get to the top. And it just drives me nuts, because now I've actually seen the overabundant amount of work and effort that goes into starting a business. I still can't consider myself an entrepreneur because I don't have employees, but I am working a lot. But I'm seeing it all come back now. I'm seeing it come back tenfold. My area of interest is a specialty field with data collection and drone technology. And so I started getting licensed. Then I had to get my LLC. Then I had to get out there and start networking. This is all stuff that I had to do without making any money, but I had the vision and the mindset down the road where I wanted to be. I just never gave up. I didn't quit my day job. I planned it out. I had a plan, which for a lot of people out there, it's like they just can't seem to get a plan, but you need a plan. You have to have an aim, and if you're not aiming, it's no wonder if you don't hit your target. So no one has ever just handed me anything, and so I feel like, that's a very important message that needs to be sent out to the younger generation. Don't just wait around for opportunities. Sometimes you have to get out there, especially as an entrepreneur or a small business owner. You're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to do some stuff for free. You're probably going to lose money the first year because you're all in. Now, I went all in, stopped trying to work for other people as far as being a payroll employee, and really pushing my own business and just saying, hey, I'm all in, win, lose, or draw. And I'm seeing it all come back. I'm creating education opportunities. I'm creating a job where there wasn't a job. And so I don't expect that this is just going to fall into my lap. I expect that this is an extremely competitive industry, and that if I want to be the best in my field, if I want to compete with the other people that got all this other state-of-the-art shit, I better get my shit together. I should certainly better have a goal in mind and a plan of action. And so, for the longest time, we don't really think about that kind of shit. This is what I was saying, I kind of got sucked into this too, which is thinking that maybe if I got a really nice drone and I went and I got certified, and hell, I even got my LLC, that all of a sudden everything would just fall into place on its own, and I would be making all this money, and I would have financial independence. I wouldn't have to worry about anything, and it would all just fall into my lap. I don't really understand why I thought these ignorant thoughts. I just felt like, that's all it took, and I found out the hard way. Here I am, my third year later, and I'm creating orthomosaic maps, 3D models. I've created a program. I'm working on creating another program at the Metropolitan Community College, and I'm teaching a class on this at the Fort Osage Career and Technology Center. But I've made all this happen. I didn't necessarily know how I was going to get it done, but I was patient. I made sure that I did quality work. I did my research. I did my due diligence. And now I can say I'm proud of where I'm at. I'm proud of what I've accomplished. And I'm actually starting to earn a little bit of respect in my industry, in my community, as the go-to drone guy, specialist, educator, knows what he's talking about. He's put in the work. And I'm finally getting, a better understanding of what it means to take all the risk, to go all in. And it's worth it. Never give up. Don't expect shit to just fall into your lap. Opportunity isn't going to happen. Sometimes you have to make a way. And I think that's something that our next generation needs to hear, because the generations before us, that's all they know. And how to survive should be all we know. We should never be so comfortable that we think that we're just entitled to have this escalator to the top. It really, honestly, truly doesn't work like that. I'm John Lee. If you like videos like these, smash that like and subscribe button for me and ring the bell for notifications. I'm on to the next one.